Welcome back, everyone. It's your coach Blake of the Black Faker, and today, we're gonna be looking at a Jayce top gameplay here. So, I chose this game because I felt like, well, you went 8. I think you went 8-5-5, right? Am I wrong? Could be wrong. Yeah, you went 8-5-5. The game was 31 minutes long. So, I feel like there's a lot to learn, not only because the game is long, but because we have a higher than average amount of deaths we should be having, and of course we put in some kills too. So I just wanted to see kind of what happened this game and better benefit here. I know you're specifically asking me about games where you like get super fed and you can't carry, but you gotta realize those games rarely happen. You're never gonna be super fed in an elo that's supposed to be your own and straight out like stomp a game. So you have to realize that you have to play a different way, and there's no such thing. Like there are some games where you just get massively fed, but you gotta realize it's pretty uncommon when it's your own elo, unless you're smurfing yourself. So learning the tools to carry your game regardless of your KDA is what we should be focusing. Not carrying games based off of you being super fed, you know? Now, let's see here. Already right off the bat, we're not really harassing this guy enough as we should be. We need to be like all in his face. We need to be like giving this guy the guns. All right, so what I mean by that is, of course, every single time that you auto after you transform, you get a heavy auto attack. I actually play it. I've actually been playing a ton of Jayce lately, so I played him a lot before too, but I'm playing him again, and it's my boy. So yeah, you want to be going a little bit more ham, than you are. Also, transform when you're running. I don't know if you did. Let me check. Maybe you did, and I just didn't see it. Transform right now, and then transform when you're back in lane, so that you're ready for that, like that ready. I can't even speak right now. So that you're ready for the auto attack. But right now, because you didn't do that, our auto's not really doing much, and of course, we're not really putting down much power. You want to constantly be switching your stances so that you can get those heavy autos on. If a guy gets close, walk to hammer form and smack him real quick. And then go back to range form and then shoot him again, and then rinse and repeat. If you can manage to weave in those enhanced autos, you're good to go. So we'll say, get the thing out here. All right. So number 1, make sure we are using our passive autos to do more damage and harass more often. Pretty sure harass has 1 R, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. You guys tell me. Tell me in the comments below. Coach Blake, you're a fucking idiot, or Coach Blake, you're right. You know, I do better. Check this shit out. Pro plays. Let me see. Boom! I'm right, boys. That's what I thought. You guys thought I was stupid. Maybe I'm a little slow, but I'm not stupid. Anyway, let's get back to the gameplay. So here we go. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we got to make sure that we are having our enhanced autos, not only just that, but also we need to be putting more autos onto him. He's walking up every single time, and we're not really doing anything about it, but just letting this guy farm. Walk up, pop him. He walks up again, pop him. And a really easy way to kind of get used to that rhythm is to look at the minions that he has. That's what he's probably going to go for next. So after this one dies, he's probably going to go for this one. After that one dies, he's probably going to go for this one. And that way you can keep track of where he's going to be, and you can easily get those autos in. Okay? Be real careful when using your EQ. It takes a ton of mana, and if you're going to use that EQ, engage with it as well. Don't just EQ and run away. Make sure you engage and follow up with it. So you're getting bullied out by a melee champ when you're not really supposed to be getting bullied out by a melee champ. You want to make sure that you are the one doing the bully. Like if Jayce has a poor early game, his game is trash. Let's see, what runes did we take, by the way? Okay, we took Electrocute. Don't take Electrocute unless you're going to go middle, okay? If you're going to go top, you take Conquer. If you're going to go against a champion, I can write this down for you, actually, if you want me to. This probably will make it better for you. So, top. If versus most champs take conk. If versus champs, you have to pretty much bully out, and you can do it for free. Take Airy. And if versus champs that you have to play safe against, take phase rush. Okay. And secondary should always be inspiration. We should be going magical footwear into biscuits if you want. Or you can go stopwatch if you like. It's really up to you. But I recommend magical footwear and biscuits. Make sure your early game is pretty solid, and then you can go ahead and start doing your thing. But this is pretty much how it wants to go. If we're going to go electrocute, it's going to be because we're going to go middle, nothing else, okay? Oh, that was spicy. Okay, we get back to lane. Definitely just freeze it right there. So that way when he walks up. Give me a quick second. All right. Sorry about that. We're back at it. So, as I said, keeping the wave here is definitely the more important thing because you'll be able to run him down if he tries to run away, right? But if you're trying to do your harass, if you're trying to bully him out and you're way over here under tower, I mean, you can get him low, but also it's Mundo, so, you know, kind of whatever. We're going to need to, like, burst him down. So as you see, we shove him up. We can't really do our bully tactic because he's under his tower, which means you have to overextend to do it, and you're probably a fit of the jungler. Now you have to run away from this guy. Oh, he just like instant to you. Okay, that shit will never happen in higher elo. Be very, very cautious. If that happens in higher elo, this guy's baiting for a gank. But I don't know what jungler will gank this anyway. That's too many minions. Okay. Okay, we need to go back. Back in a better location. All it takes is for Nocturne to come around here or come there and you're dead. Back in a better location. Taking a couple more extra seconds is better than taking those extra seconds being dead and giving 300 gold. Okay? I'm not going to write it down, just something simple. As I said, we're not really harassing as much, so you really got to get used to weaving in those autos. You really got to get used to poking them down every single chance you get. Be over aggressive with it. It's perfectly fine. Every time he walks up for a minion, you hit him. As long as you don't lose CS for it, though. So make sure you don't lose CS for that. So pay attention to what minions he is going to go for next, and then you attack him when he goes for that minion. This goes for every top laner. Pay attention to it and get ready to attack him. If you want, you can use your W and go more at autos. If you want, you can shock blast and then use your W and chase him down with your gate and then run away after that. Like, there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of ways you could play Jayce. There is no right or wrong way, but you do got to make sure you are putting that pressure on them. Okay. Okay, we see Nocturne's bot. You can, yeah, easy. Once again, it shouldn't be that easy. This is why we hold the wave back here, because if he does run away, you're free to chase him and you're not going to take any tower aggro, and you're not going to be in any danger. Whereas if you're here, then of course you're overextending, and like I said, he shouldn't have died there. You want to make sure you're climbing because you're better than these players, not because these players are bad. Okay. Teleport back. Okay, we see Nocturne there. Be careful. You actually got away with that? Hold on. What in the freakazoid? Oh, he missed his Q. He spell shielded terribly. Okay, yeah. Okay, that guy just played like shit. You see what I mean? They're not really playing it well, and you just kind of get away with it, and you get rewarded for doing bad things. So because you're like, well, I survived, I can handle that. You're probably gonna do it again, but you're gonna get to an elo where that's just not gonna work. And you hate to sound repetitive, but a lot of the stuff that you're doing is really only gonna work in lower elo. So you have to start cleaning up your act if you really want to carry the higher elo games, and you really want to get to higher elo. A lot of stuff you have to do, you got to clean up. Okay, it's a free Rift Herald. There's no reason to do this. We see that Nocturne went down here. Grab the Rift. 100%. Every single game you want to look to grab that Rift. If you're not grabbing both Rifts every single game, we got a problem. Every game, look to get both Rifts. Always call that shit. Gotta look to get both of them. If you're by yourself, solo it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Going up top. You see, that same play you did on the Mundo didn't end up there. But that same play on that Nico, you ended up dead. See what I mean? So you're doing... I always call it like touching a stove. Like when a kid touches a hot stove, the parents are like, touches a stove, the parents are like, don't touch the stove, it's hot, blah, blah, blah. The kid's like, it's not hot right now, I'll touch it again. And they do touch it again, but the next time they touch it, it's hot. It's pretty much what happened. That one play, the stove was off. When it was on, you did this play again and it was too hot and it burned you. And now you're like, well, I don't do that again, right? And that's how low elo is, which kind of sucks. And this is why I say you have to clean up your act, because you don't want to be replicating things that only work because of bad scenarios. I don't think you gotta rotate. Definitely think you should have just kept pushing. So a really interesting thing about some of these champions, Jayce is included in these champions, in order for them to be strong, they have to remain ahead, right? Kind of think Jayce as a Draven. If they start going even or they start falling behind, they start losing damage. So when you're playing Jayce, try to side lane as much as possible. That way you remain ahead. Only look to really go for fights with the team for key fights. For example, Dragon, Baron, Rift Herald, that type of stuff. Right here, it's not a key fight. You could be pushing up top, right? Getting tower hits while the jungler's bot, and while these two players are here, Draven's dead. So, you know, the only person you're going to have to realistically deal with is Nico. If that. I don't know where Nico is. But... And then Nico did go top. See, now you're not ready for Dragon. It's just because we're doing a lot of random stuff. You have your reasons to do them, which is good, but you also don't need to be doing them, if that makes sense. Like, you understand why you do stuff, but you don't do the right stuff all the time. If that makes any sense. So you have a reason, that's good, but you definitely got to make sure that we understand what we're doing before we do it. So right here, we should be side laning. Get towers. As a top laner or a mid laner, when you go to split push, when you go to side lane, you're doing it for one of the two things, okay? The first reason you're doing it is to stall the game. In which case you're behind, you want to stall the game as much as possible. The second reason you do it is to cause pressure, whether it be because you want to teleport in, because you feel like we're not going to win 5v5s, because you feel like my team can go get this while I'm pushing, etc, etc, etc. So right now we would choose to push the bot lane because we know Baron's up. Whether you have teleport or not, you can get your team to go over to Baron, and then once you see somebody with you, you can then rotate to Baron, right? That way you have that one person there. When you have teleport, teleporting is faster, but rinse and repeat. Same thing if there's a team fight, right? So let's say we're pushing bot lane because of Baron. And we push, we push, we push. The person defends, you walk back a little bit, and you see your team's about to fight right here. You can then rotate, flank it, while this guy is still at the tower. Play with the numbers. Use number advantage and play with those numbers. So... use split pushing to gain a number advantage so you can flank, or so your team can have an easier time winning fights. Sometimes there's a massive player on the other team that really will only deal with you. Everybody else can't deal with you. So if we have to give an example, the only people that are going to be able to stop you is Nocturne and Mundo. If you split push, one of those two people are going to stop. If Mundo comes, that's good for us, because it's like, well, he's not going to be in a team fight. If Nocturne comes, oh my, that's even better if Nocturne comes to you, because that means that your team can handle that fight easily. So we rotate. We weren't really pressuring. We weren't really stalling. We just kind of rotated to get farm for no reason. And now we're back in the fight, but there's no reason to fight. So we're just kind of walking around with the team, not really doing nothing but following how the team plays. We end up dying for it, which is obvious. It was pretty much expected. You gotta realize these players are in the same elo you're in, and a lot of them are in there for years, right? How do you expect to climb following plays of everybody in your elo? If they knew how to climb, they wouldn't be in your elo. Basically, it's a blind leading a blind, you know? You're blind, and the guy you're following is blind also. Where do you guys think you're gonna go being blind? You're gonna crash into walls, you're gonna stumble, you're gonna fall, you're gonna do a lot of bad stuff, all right? So you gotta make sure that you are making, the plays that you make are your own plays. Which is why you need to fight on your own terms and not just fight randomly because your team is doing stupid stuff. Kind of like that. Okay. This is a Baron fight. A little bit overextended though. As Jayce, you're not really a frontliner. You definitely just gotta sit in the back line and just shoot fucking shock balls until did you rage quit? You're toxic. Using shock balls until you know you get people low, and then you gotta gauge whether you can go in and out. Jayce is just a hard champion because of that. So yeah, definitely really think about that and know that, all right, I have to go in at this time, or I sit back and just keep using my shock blast. Did I say shock balls? And when it's called shock blast. I'm fucking stupid. Okay. Play team fights better. Remember, you're not a front liner. It is not your job to go all in. Alright, so the homework for this. So I give homework based on just pretty much what I think you should learn now in order to get better a lot faster. Definitely number one, we need to start harassing a lot more. Followed by number two. Actually, all this shit's important. All of it's homework. I'm looking at it and it's like, dude, every single thing is like game breaking type shit. If you start learning how to do it, like you'd be clapping kids. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, so feel free to message me. Otherwise, make sure you hit subscribe. Once we hit 200 subscribers, we're gonna have free coaches every week. I know you guys are tired of hearing that, but once it happens, I'll stop saying it. Yeah, without further ado though, thank you guys for approaching this like a coach, and I will talk to you guys later.